Hey everyone, okay, so today we're going to be going over how to make your foundation look much more flawless, much more realistic. So let's jump in. I've washed my face and I've got a tiny smattering of primer on, nothing particularly incredible, just a small amount. We're going to go in with foundation, so I'm just going to start on the face and I'm going to just pat and press with a beauty blender. So no extreme techniques or any hidden gems here in application. You just want to create even skin at this point as best you can. And as you know, I don't like to apply huge amounts of foundation. There are several reasons, and there's nothing against full coverage. The several reasons are I tend to think skin looks most beautiful when it has the least amount of product on it when it comes to base. I think nothing looks more outdated than a heavy base. But the other reason is because a lot of product is a lot of product on the skin. There's more chance that it's going to move, crease, and just become awfully irritating as the day goes on. And just heavy, but mainly the more you've got on the skin, the more chance there is of movement. So, see, for me, I'm quite okay with that amount of coverage. I really am. I think it's absolutely splendid. It's fine. The skin looks much more even, but we can't just leave skin with foundation on because it's going to look ghastly. It really is. So I'm going to use a nice lipstick, one of my own, and we're just going to use this to add a little bit of colour to the cheeks, just to make it a little bit more, so that it actually doesn't look quite so pale, which can just really happen when you're just applying base. So I'm just going to kind of pat and press it in, and I'll use the beauty blender to move colour in a second, but it's just to add just a touch more warmth to the skin, because I'm going to use, I really like using lipstick as blusher. I think it's a really nice way of doing makeup, and just by adding a little touch of something to the skin. And I use quite a neutral one, so there's not a lot of pink in it or anything like that, but I am going to use one with just a touch more pink just on the kind of cheek area. So when you've got your base on, as we have here, and you look splendid and feel divine, what you're going to do next is give the face a little touch of powder. Now, I'm a massive powder fan, and I'm going to talk to you about powder in a different video. But right here, right now, we're now going to set everything. So you can use a brush, or you can use a powder puff, and pat and press everything. If you put foundation on your ears, then you powder your ears. Powder everywhere foundation goes. And because we haven't used a lot of product, it's not going to look heavy or harsh on the skin because we haven't used a lot, which means we can use more powder. It looks like less, and we know it's going to last. Now at this point, you want to get a setting spray, anyone that you like, as long as it's your favorite. And you now want to take about 3 passes each way and just let that sit on the skin for a minute. Just a minute. Now what I want you to do is take your sponge, your powder puff, I'm so sorry, and now I want you to push whatever is remaining of that into the skin, and you need to use a small amount of force here. So actually start to push that into the skin. And what's really good about this is you're taking the setting spray's power to hold, but oftentimes the ingredients in it can cause a small amount of dissipation with a foundation. That gives a more natural look. So by pushing it in, you're taking away any powder residue, but you're also making the skin look much more realistic. Then what I like to do again is take it on the sides of the face only, so that the outside portions remain a little bit more skin-like than the rest of the face. So I'm going to now keep pushing in here, the center that I haven't touched, with just a touch more powder. And I'm going to let the rest of the face be exactly as it was. And what this does is you look matte face on, and as the day goes past, the shine is going to come out on the sides of the face more. And that gives a really realistic appearance of skin that you wouldn't normally see. And then you get this beautiful shine that appears on the outside corner of the face. The rest stays completely matte. And if you've overdone your foundation, setting spray, push it into the skin, really work it into the skin, and it will instantly look better. If it still doesn't look better, add more setting spray and keep that movement going. Setting spray can be a real saver when it comes to making skin look so much more realistic and so much more beautiful. And yes, of course, you also get that added benefit by the fact that your makeup is going to last that little bit longer, which is, you know, a wonderful thing. I'm just going to add a little bit more color to my skin. Nothing crazy, but just enough to liven things up. And then once again, I'm just going to, because I've added another layer of powder, I'm just going to take a little bit of that setting spray just on the outside corner and just leave it be. And it's difficult for me to, because the monitor will film differently in different color than I actually see here in real life. But in real life, this looks really, really realistic. Here in the camera, it looks very, very realistic. And that's what I want from foundation, for me. I want it to look realistic. I want it to look like it's your skin at your most beautiful, regardless of what that is. I actually could have done, and I should have done, just a little touch, just a wee touch of concealer on the inner corner, just to brighten up this area, because it's such a pretty area to highlight and it doesn't crease. So, but it just brings everything together. You apply foundation, you apply powder, you only apply enough foundation so that you look flawless. So for some people, that's going to be barely anything, and for others, that may be 1 or 2 pumps. You're going to powder, you're going to set with setting spray, you're going to push everything in all over with your powder puff. You're then going to reset around the outside perimeter of the face so that that area stays a little bit more shiny throughout the day. And it just makes the skin look so much more beautiful, so much more realistic, and just a little bit, you know, lovely. And who doesn't want to look lovely? I mean, honestly, we all do. Anyway, there you go. Thanks for watching. Appreciate your time, and I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye. Okay, so you've made it to the end of the video. I thought we would do something a little bit different to some of my videos, have a conversation. One of the best things about being human is that we have the ability to ask a question and have that question answered. Sometimes not always the way we hope. But asking questions is such a wonderful way to get to know somebody. And I thought it would be really interesting, because I'm always interested to hear about things and stories and people's differences of opinions and people's thought processes. So what I wanted to do, and it's not always going to be about makeup, is ask a question. I'll answer it myself, of course, and then you can answer it in the comment section as well. So let's start with beauty. When was the last time you felt beautiful? Or when was the last time somebody told you that you were beautiful? I always think that it's much easier to see beauty in other people than it is yourself. I find it very hard to see any form of beauty, internal or external, in myself. And so to try and answer a question on when was the last time I felt beautiful physically, I can't remember. And that's the honest truth. I really can't. And that's kind of sad as well, isn't it? That we're so able to see it in other people, but not ourselves. but I can't really remember the last time I felt that way about myself. But I think it's an important question, because whether you're male or female, ultimately I think you want to feel beautiful. And if you want to look at it in a more masculine terms, you want to feel attractive. You want to feel... No, I'm going to take that back. This isn't about attractive. This is about beauty. When you last felt beautiful. And when you... Yeah, I think that is different. I'm going to scrap that. So answer for me, please, if you may, in the comment section, when was the last time you felt beautiful? Or when was the last time you told somebody that they were beautiful? And it could be to do with their external beauty or internal beauty. Let me know in the comment section. I think that it's a question that is quite hard to answer for ourselves. But it would be nice to see other people, if you do find yourself to be beautiful externally and internally. And I think it's a really nice way to start a conversation. So let's have one. Thank you for your time, and I'll see you all soon. Bye-bye.